Hello, Internet. I've been busy completely wrecking what I have on my layout. Look at this mess that I've made because I've started a new layout, which is this one here. I got bored of Hornby. I've got it now, it's down here. I've actually got the train set, but I got bored of waiting for that to come out. Um, so I decided to build this little thing, and it's I think it's called the Inglenook Challenge. I'm not bothered about making the challenge, I just wanted a smaller layout. Anyway, as we can see, the roof is off here. Haha. So, and it smells in here, and that won't come out very well, I don't think, but that is. Yeah. So, what I did is I purchased a second-hand Hornby Select. I know it's a very basic, not very good controller, but I kind of got tired of like hooking up the laptop to that thing and that thing just to move a train back and forward. So, I popped that onto here. I then pressed and held the select button till LA came up, and then I typed in the new address I wanted to have it, and that flashed 3 times, which is apparently good. That then a little bit, and that was apparently good. And then I tried to make it move. And this is the reason the lid is off. I tried to make it move, and it didn't want to do anything. I thought, have I got the address wrong? Is it not programmed correctly? And I just nudged it a little bit with my finger. No, nudged it back, and suddenly, pop. That was quite dramatic. Did you like that? Loud pop came out of it, and I think it's come out to where those capacitors that I fitted were. So I might have to remove them and not put them back in. And it really smells in here now, and it just smoke billowing out the bottom of this. I hope I haven't damaged the expensive part. That looks okay, actually. It doesn't. And how would you know? I mean, it doesn't look damaged. I've only just literally taken the lid off just to see how bad it is, but I'm pretty sure it's the capacitors have gone bang. So there's no shorts in here because I tested it with the multimeter before I ran it, and I think it gave me 15 volts, which I believe is within tolerance to the specification. This gave no errors. This seemed happy. It's making a slight buzzing noise, but it seemed happy. But those capacitors going pop, that was a surprise. Not a pleasant one. So anyway, yeah, a quick update. I think I've killed the 08, so we'll see how that goes. And I have just made a mess of this because the stuff that was down here I've cleared off to make space for this. I just wanted to try this out. I just wanted to try something else. This is Pico FlexiTrack, and I've got little point motors in here, which I've got. They're wired up. They work fine, as you can hear. There we go. So that way, then that way, then that way. That's all fine. The other one works a treat as well. Look at that. Yeah, I was well chuffed when I got that working. I need to trim off the little point motor bits. I did them a little bit, but I didn't do them enough. And that was partly why I wanted to test with this, just to make sure would it clear just as a temporary thing in the meantime. And I have just hot glued these down again, just purely temporary, because if it's hot glued, I can just snap it off if I've made a mistake. Yeah, all was fine, and it went here, because you think if it's going to short out or anything, it would short out on the points if I've wired anything wrong, and presumably if you short it out, this thing would just stop. Oh, it really smells in here. It smells of capacitor. I'm pretty sure I've knackered the capacitors there. Right, so I've killed my 08 anyway, temporarily at the very least. So that's how every hobby goes, isn't it? So yeah, sorry if there's not been an update for a couple of months now. I think I've just not been doing much to the trains. I've joined a local club. They do take the mick out of me because I'm the only one that has TT there, and they do like to rib me for that, and that's fine. It's all banter. It's all fun. But yeah. I'm sure they're going to have a laugh about this one. Yeah, and I haven't done much at all the last couple of months on this. I've barely touched it. I mean, putting this together. This is a really nice kit I found online, and I've missed a huge bit here, but I've primered it as well, just ready for painting. That felt like the right thing to do at the time, and I thought actually I'm just going to try and run a train on this because I haven't done any of that, and I've done all the wiring on the bottom as well. So let's put this here with the rest of the disaster. Oh goodness, I'm a little disheartened today, guys. I'll be very honest. I'm a bit disheartened with this, but that's just how it goes. You have setbacks in life, don't you? Right. So if we just, oh hello, no, let's not do that. There are screws here. As you can see, my editing skills and my video making skills in general have not improved at one iota. I have not attempted to improve them. And that's how you lose a screw. Because I'm pretty sure I picked up. Oh, there we go. There it is. Pop that there. I may have even lost a screw there. I'm sure I had 5. Anyway, right. Let's look underneath, shall we? wires and shit. That almost looks professional, doesn't it? But it's not. It kind of falls apart when you go to here. And my horrendous soldering, my goodness, I found that very difficult because nothing wanted to stick. So there we go. So you got the power. It's currently going in through there, and I've drilled a hole here, and I just need to kind of glue that in or something. So then we've got the positive bus bar, I think that's the right word for it, the negative bus bar up there, and then just we've got the, it's like a battery kind of thing, it's a capacitor. I was told I needed one. I probably don't actually, I've only got 2-point motors on here. Seep point motors, I think they're called. But anyway, I was told it's probably a good idea to get one, so I've got one. That wasn't much money. So what was kind of interesting about these seep motors, and I did not realise this was a thing until I brought them. I had no idea that this was a thing that you do. So here you've got the motor going left and right, but actually inside the motor itself, there's another sort of set of contacts, and it can then energise this middle bit here. So obviously, if your train's going up this way, you have that to be positive and that to be negative, for example. And then if you then to change it, you want the top to be positive, including this bit, and that to be negative. And the seat motor does kind of change that bit in the middle because there's a wire coming out of here. However, the problem with our wonderful TT scale is that it's a bit too tight. It's just a little bit, so I've managed to make, I think this one only energizes in one position. I think this one works on both. I can't remember. You really are within like a millimetre. It has to be just so, and that's annoying, I'll be honest. Now, does anyone know, is there a way of having that somehow energise independent of the switch? Is there something which would perhaps detect very quickly some kind of short circuit and then switch it over? I don't know. I don't know. It feels like someone would have thought, if I had thought about it, it feels like someone else would have done. Anyway, so yes, this is my awful new layout. Of course I've started a new one before finishing the first one, of course I have, and I'm not happy with what I've done here because as you can see this is very amateur, this is plasterboard for the first one, and that's what's kind of made me stop. I think I should probably buy a proper baseboard. I'm not smart enough to make my own, but I think I should buy a proper one. So anyway, yes, I've made a complete mess of this. This hasn't moved in months, literally. I'm assuming that's okay. I've got some sewing machine oil, I guess I can just dab that on there just to make sure I don't overdo it. And I've just tried to run the 08 for the first time in a couple of months, and the capacitors blew. Did I get dodged capacitors? That's perfectly possible. But it was sitting there for a good 4 or 5 minutes. It's only when I tried to make it move, that's when it went bang. Which would suggest to me that the DCC decoder was trying to do something, and that's what upset the capacitors. So I might have to try this without a stay alive now. Not that did much anyway, actually. I mean, it only did like maybe 1/4 of a second. Hopefully with these electrified bits in the middle, hopefully it'll be less of a problem. Yeah. Right, hopefully I haven't killed this, because that's going to be an expensive mistake, because the chip alone is 125-ish pounds. The train is like 130, 140, whatever Hornby are charging. So hopefully I haven't damaged the whole thing. Hopefully it's just those really cheap capacitors. We shall find out. I'm going to stop recording now and upload this. I'm going to have a go at it and see what happens. Wish me luck.